The Establishment Clause of the First Amendment prohibits the government from making laws that establish or favor a religion or no religion. In Salazar versus Buono, the United States Supreme Court considered a challenge to a cross placed by private citizens on federal land. In 1934, members of the Veterans of Foreign Wars put a Latin cross on a remote section of the Mojave Desert known as Sunrise Rock to honor fallen American soldiers from World War I. There was a sign stating the cross's purpose, but it disappeared over time. Private citizens replaced the cross over time. The cross in the early 2000s was maintained by Henry Sandoz. Sunrise Rock was on federally owned land in the Mojave National Preserve. A few private properties existed there, including a property owned by Sandoz. Retired Park Service employee Frank Buono often visited the preserve. He sued, saying the cross was a religious symbol on federal land in violation of the Establishment Clause. He sought an injunction to get it removed. While the case was pending, Congress designated the cross as a national memorial to American World War I veterans and fallen soldiers. Both parties moved for summary judgment. The court found for Buono and enjoined the government from displaying the cross. Shortly after, Congress prohibited the use of public funds to remove the cross. The government appealed the injunction. While the appeal was pending, Congress passed a land transfer statute that would transfer ownership of the land the cross was on to the Veterans of Foreign Wars in exchange for Sandoz's property on the preserve. The land would revert to the government if it didn't remain a World War I memorial. The Ninth Circuit affirmed. The court stayed the injunction in part, but the government had to cover the cross with a plywood box. Buono returned to district court to prevent the land transfer by enforcement of the injunction. The court granted Buono's motion and enjoined the government from implementing the statute, finding the statute was an attempt to keep the cross on Sunrise Rock rather than an attempt to comply with the injunction. The government appealed. The Ninth Circuit affirmed. The United States Supreme Court granted cert.